Hi everyone, you may have seen in a recent video this brand new mould from IntoResin, and it is a mould of my guinea pig Fudge. So since that video I have made a white one so we can have a closer look at what the actual mould looks like. That's what it comes out like. And I have made a fudge coloured one. So today's project will be to try to paint his nose and ears and eyes in to make it look just like Fudge. And also to do a chameleon one. So let's tackle the chameleon one first, and we will then go on to paint the fudge, because I want to try something with some new resin I've got to paint those details in, actually with resin. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this. Now, we all know, I'm sure, how to paint chameleon powders into the inside of a mould. And I am going to keep this very simple. This is Arcane, and it is a tiny Turner one. Can you see the shimmer in there? Look at that. And yeah, I get mine from Wendy at Toonfish Crafts. I was just trying to think of as many ways as possible of showing you this mould and just how good it is. And just how shiny and how detailed, and also how much like the real fudge it looks. Now, many of you might know, especially if you've seen that previous video, that poor little Fudge passed away last year. And I still miss him terribly, and I'm hoping soon to, well, by spring, to have two little girl Fudge lookalikes. They might not have his silly haircut though, that's the only thing. Loved his silly haircut. But they will be Californian crested, well, certainly be Californians. May or may not be crested, that's the silly haircut. But anyway, there will only ever be one Fudge. And IntoResin have gone to an enormous amount of trouble to get this mould right. It's incredible. As you can see, there's the crest. That's his little top knot look. That silly haircut. They've got his dopey expression. Everything, every detail of this is just amazing. So, yes, I will put you the link for this amazing mould. Now, this is from the IntoResin handmade mould range. They commissioned an artist to make the original design. There was then an awful lot of toing and froing, because they knew that this was going to be something that was deeply personal, that they needed to get it right. It couldn't just look like any old guinea pig. So, yes, they went to a lot of trouble, and it took a very long time for them to get this to the stage where they were happy with it. And then just out of the blue, I mean, I'd almost forgotten it was so long. Well, I'd sort of forgotten and sort of not. I just thought maybe it wasn't going to happen. Maybe they weren't going to have time to do it. And anyway, just out of the blue, it turns up through the post. The excitement in this household. It even got Mark, honestly. When I made the video showing it off initially, we put it up on the big TV, and yeah, me and Mark both had a little bit of a lump in our throats because I'd edited in bits of video of Fudge, which of course it will pop up on the screen for you now as well. So yeah, we had a moment. I think he was as daft about Fudge as I was. It's what happens when your guinea pig lives in the middle of the lounge with you. It was more like having a puppy, it was. Right, so this mould is actually, as I said, it's from the IntoResin handmade range, which means that the silicone is the most crazy high quality stuff. It is so soft. I'm trying to get into his ears here and make sure I've got all into his face. So these are, more than any other mould, these are ones that you don't want to use heat on. You don't want to use alcohol on them. They do send you some care instructions with them. Now, there are some awkward little corners in it, as you can imagine. Guinea pig ears, because they're floppy. It's quite easy to get a bubble trapped in those. So, yeah, I'm going to try really hard not to. The other thing I've discovered, because as you can see I have had a couple of goes with this mould now, in addition to the one I made for the first video. The other thing I've discovered is deep cast resin works best. And I think that is because, well, this is fairly chunky and deep, but it's verging on the depth at which it might flash cure. And I think that's probably why I had so many bubbles under the chin, because it was getting a bit hot. It didn't actually flash cure, but it was definitely getting a bit hot. So I'm going to use a deep cast resin, which obviously will take a lot longer to cure, but that's okay. We can wait. Right, I'm going to get my PPE together And it is quite a chunky mould, so I'm going to need quite a bit of the deep cast resin. I'm using Apex Deep Cast. There it is. And it's a 2-to-1. Got our resin all poured out. Now, being a deep cast, of course, it's a lot runnier, less viscous than a normal 1-to-1 resin. So I'm just going to give it a good stir. And as usual, it is a case of stirring it right until that goes clear. So I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, that is pretty much mixed up. I've stirred far too fast and got bubbles in there. But of course, being a deep cast, in particular, it'll degas really, really well. Being runnier, bubbles just escape so much easier. So there we are. We've got that mixed up. And I'm going to mix into it, if I can find my tissue, there we are. Going to mix into it some black, because that's typically is what we put behind chameleon powders if we want the darkest possible colour. And this is the jet black pigment paste from Just For You Online, and it is I've had this for ages, so much that it skins over, but then I mix it up and the skin disappears. It's the inside of this mould. I've got it covered in powder and it looks a bit mucky on the outside now, but look at that. The detail in there is just staggering. And I love the idea that yeah, now everybody can have a fudge. Now what I'm going to do is, because like I said, this little guy's ears are a bit of a pain, and under his chin, it's quite easy to get bubbles trapped under his chin as well. So I've half filled it, and we're going to do a bit of squishing and squashing, and giving it a bit of a tap. Now I know some people will go spraying alcohol into moulds to try to prevent bubbles getting stuck in awkward little corners. Don't do that with these. One, it shouldn't be necessary. If you've got a good quality resin, these are high quality moulds too, and frankly, as long as you do a bit of squishing to get them out of any bubbles out of those awkward little spots where they can get trapped, you really shouldn't have bubble issues at all. So let's fill him up now. I do know that there's his chin, so it's worth just having a little poke. Be careful, you don't want to be touching the silicone with anything sharp. Really, a micro brush would be better than this, but this has got a nice rounded end, because you don't want to go scratching the silicone. So I'm just going very gently with the rounded end of this. That's lucky. Looks like I was pretty close on the right amount. So we're going to fill him up. We're going to leave it till it cures. Then we'll have a look at this one. And then finally, we're going to see if I can use some Apex Quantum resin to use it almost as a paint and paint his dark points in. Because as you will see from the pictures that have been coming up on the screen around this, he was a Californian, which meant he had dark eyes and little dark points. And, you know, his nose, his ears, his paws, and if anybody's interested, shh, his boy bits were too. Right, I'll leave that with you. And I will see you for the demold. Okay, people, demold time of this little guy, which then will just leave us, looks like I've got some toe tidying up to do here, which will then leave us the painting this one, which I'm going to try and do with resin, as I said, to make him look like the real fudge. Oh, look. I like that. I do like that. Wonderful. And that chameleon powder has really brought out the detail, hasn't it? So you can really see just how detailed this little mould is. Oh, look, I've now got 4 fudges because there's one on my fireplace already. Right, yes, so we'll get on to having a look at how we paint this using resin. Never tried it before. Let's see if it works. I've started cleaning the mould up. I've got chameleon powder in there. It has occurred to me, yes, obviously, I could have got in there and tried to paint all these points in, get into his ears with a different colour powder and all that sort of thing. But I did want to try it this way, and that's paint it afterwards. So what we're going to use, and this is slightly scary, we're going to use some of this stuff. This is the 1 to 2 hour cure before it's touch dry epoxy. And it's not meant for this, obviously. It's meant for doing tumblers. But I'm quite enjoying finding all the other things I can do with it. And the other thing you're not supposed to use, mixed into resin is, there you go, it's a 1-to-1, so it's just a little bit of each. Yeah, the other thing you're not supposed to use mixed into resin, because they'll just go all funny and won't work, and then it probably won't cure. And yeah, the other thing you're not supposed to use in resin, well, you're not supposed to really mix it in, is these bloom drops. I've got them in the most gorgeous array of colours now, but this one's called Hazelwood and it's really dark brown, and I seem to be struggling for a really dark brown, almost black, to do his nose, and I think this will be about right. So I'm going to try the bloom drops. If anybody gets these, this stuff, don't go trying to use it in a mould. This will flash cure if you go more than a couple of millimetres deep, because as I say, it's meant for a very specific purpose, which is very, very thin layers. It's really thick though, look at that. You see? Really, really thick. Fills with bubbles, but they disappear the minute you use it. So you don't use that in a mould, obviously. And the bloom drops, again, they're only meant for colouring very, very shallow amounts. Like, they're for dropping onto the surface, really, and doing colour effects on tumblers and for other mixed media type things. However, I think because this is going to be so shallow, we might get away with it. Let's give it a little shake. I don't know if you need to. But yeah, these aren't like normal alcohol inks. They've got lots of other clever ingredients in them. So really, they are not intended for mixing with resin at all. I'm hoping I'll get away with this because it's so shallow. It's just going to be painted on. See what I mean? That's just a really, probably looks purple because it's on my purple mat. It's a very, very dark brown. And I'm going to sacrifice a paintbrush here, I think. I'm just making sure that's mixed up well. How dark is it? Pretty dark. That's pretty dark. I think I might need a drop of black though to make it really black, and that will be an alcohol ink. No, it won't. No, it'll be in crimping. And for this, because I want it quite opaque, I am going to put a drop of acrylic ink in as well. Blue from Create and Bloom. Yeah, I know this isn't what you're supposed to do with your lovely new products. By the way, if anybody wants any of this super fast resin, it is from Just For You Online, and for which there will be a link down below and a discount code. Oh joy. The bloom drops are from Create and Bloom. I'll put you the link for those as well down in the video description. So let's see if this works. So far it is. What I'm hoping, now you could do this with enamel paint, you could do this with all sorts, couldn't you? But what I'm hoping is that maybe I can build up a couple of layers and you'll still see his texture through. Because this mould is just gorgeous, it's so textured. Now his little brown bit went nearly up to, his little crested haircut. But yeah, look, see what I mean? I can mess and smudge it. And of course it'll dry really quick. Now it might need a couple of layers. I'm hoping it will be a very different effect to the alternatives that you're probably all thinking, why didn't you just do that? And there's something nice about painting on resin with resin. When I saw how thick this stuff was and how fast it cured, I thought, oh, that's got potential for all sorts of interesting things, I'm sure. My little Fudge had got really dark eyes. Incidentally, people have said, well, isn't that a Himalayan guinea pig? And no. Himalayans have pink eyes. Californians have brown eyes, but they still have the smudgy points. Now, I don't know whether this is going to work. I have a feeling I'm going to have to put a second coat in. But I just thought it was worth a try. I think you could also paint on straight on with just the bloom drops first to get the bit of the base colour in. I might try that as well. Because yeah, look, it's running off the surface a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to keep messing with this. I'm going to do his little feetsies as well. I'm going to put some bloom drops into the other pot as well, I think. And maybe just brush that onto the surface of that resin. I mean, they are intended to be put onto the surface of resin, so let's see if that works. Oh yeah, hang on, that's the way to go, isn't it? Look. Maybe I shouldn't have tried with the resin mix first. Just go straight in with the bloom drops. I honestly didn't realise they'd sit on the surface of dried resin that way. You see where it's dry at the front of his ears? Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have just gone in with the bloom drops. Just use them almost directly, well, directly onto the resin, just as a paint. Why didn't I just do that? Every day's a school day, as they say. Interesting. Smudge it a little bit around the edges. Just painting with the bloom drops seems to be the way to go, folks. I'm going to carry on messing with this. I've got to do his feet yet as well. And I'll see you later and we'll have a bit of an assessment on how this has gone. In the meantime, since I last did a video on this mould, the only video in existence on this mould because it is completely and utterly hot off the press, then it has actually gone on sale. It is in IntoResin's shop. I've got a 20% discount code for you as well. So if you would like a Fudge the Guinea Pig mould, then yeah, go have a look at the IntoResin store. Follow my link, grab your discount code. I love the write-up they've done as well. They've done a really heartfelt little write-up and they sent it explaining who Fudge was, and they sent it to me to approve, and I just thought I couldn't have written that better myself. It's lovely. They really got the nature of the little critter. I'm trying to show Mark this. I think he might have a little lump in his throat, you know. So, as they had told me, yes, if you mix this ink in with the resin, it does sometimes change colour. And then, so you're not seeing things, it has gone a bit purplish. I'm going to have a go maybe at touching it up with some of the, let's try some acrylic ink. Let's see how that goes. And that's just black. So let's have a look. Sorry, I'm going a bit off screen, aren't I? Oh dear, I'm sorry. And yeah, this isn't really working either. Okay, what I'll be doing then is I will be going on to actually just paint it properly with some of the bloom drops. And so when you come to the end of this video and you see all the photos, I will have just gone back over it just with the neat bloom drops, which should then just paint on as the brown colour it was intended, hopefully. So if you've liked this video, watch the next one because I'll show you how you do use the bloom drops properly. Take care, everyone. Bye.